Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today I logged in and saw this in front of me because after playing last time, after recording the video about the Methodian Civil War, I ended and at the end of that video we ended up in Meridian, not Meridian. We ended up in front of Port Sion. And then when I went to log out, I ended up going to Meridian and in this room for some reason. And somehow, yeah, I ended up just logging back in and seeing this beautiful it's basically a representation of the universe of Talara. So let's get something like figured out, okay? Because I actually I saw a bunch of videos from this guy called Pyromancer on YouTube. He is a not a theory crafter, but he's basically a lore crafter or lore hunter in WoW. And I've been watching a lot of WoW videos because, well, I do like WoW. I do like playing WoW, and the lore interests me, and it's kind of like the inspiration for why I started doing these lore videos. Because, the lore in WoW is also fascinating, but also Rifts is. And so, one of Pyromancer's videos in a couple weeks ago was about the model of the universe, the models of the universe in the game. And there's one in Karazhan, there's one in Ulduar, there's one in blah blah blah. So, and there's a bunch throughout the world. And here we have, I don't even think that they have this in Sanctum, but in Meridian we do have a representation of our universe. So what do we have? Okay, so we have in the middle, right? We see this twirling center piece. That is Talara, right? And then we have a whole bunch of little, you would say, moons, right? These are not moons. They are the planes. So we have in purple we have the plane of death. In red we have the plane of fire. In yellow we have the plane of earth. In white we have the plane of air. In green we have the plane of life, and then in blue we have the plane of water. Right? And then in the middle we have Talara. Now, I mean, if you look at Talara, it's very weird. And when I logged in and I saw this, like I was transfixed for a couple of seconds, and I kept wondering, like, what the hell is this? Like, what the hell is that supposed to represent? And I'm like, okay, so is this Source Stone? Is this supposed to represent Source Stone? Is this supposed to represent um, some cataclysms that happened on Talara? Is that supposed to represent a being? Like at some point you can sort of in some points you can sort of see like two eyes, right? Like those twirling things. It kind of looks like seashells, but also like eyes maybe. And then you have like I don't know. I really don't know. What are your thoughts? I'm curious to know what you guys think about this planet. And then we have, that we have the rings. We have three rings around Talara. And Pyromancer, the guy from WoW, right? Pyromancer was talking about similar stuff that surrounds the planet models um, in the game, and he said something along the lines of these are veils. Now, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean that maybe Talara is veiled three times? It's hidden from the universe? I think it might. I mean, we do know that there is something else out there. I mean, I haven't really delved into it yet in my videos because I'm talking about like uh the vanilla universe right now. But I mean, this was in game since vanilla, and you kind of have to wonder, whoa, what is going on here? I mean, what are those like creatures on the planet supposed to represent? And then what are the rings supposed to represent? Are they supposed? Because I know that in the future, like during Prophecy of Anket, or before actually during Plane of Water, we found out that there's other universes out there. There's other beings out there that are trying to get at this planet. And in vanilla, we actually find out that um, the dragons, the the dragons from the plains, they have consumed other worlds before ours, right? So that is fascinating to me. And then you have to, and then you kind of have to consider like the planet. Well, you would say they're moons, right? But they're the planes. So you kind of have to wonder what the planes, their representation here in this model, are supposed to represent. Okay, so the green, right? We have like a bunch of rings around it, and then we have a moon around. We have two moons. What is it? Hang on, let's go see that. So we have two rings and two white moons. So what are those supposed to represent? I don't know. And then around the red plane, the fire, we have one moon. And then on at the bottom of the plane of water, we have one moon. Uh, the plane of death does not have moons. The plane of earth does not have moons, but then it's got like the this half ring. And what else? What else do we have? I think that's about it. So, what are these things supposed to represent? Like, what are we looking at here? Is there... Oh, and there's a ring around the plane of water, right? And then there's a half ring. There's a full ring and a half ring around the plane of fire. Okay, so what are these things? Like, are we ever going to see, to visit, to discover what these things are? Like, especially with the two moons around the plane of life. What are these? Like, the moons don't actually move. Um, Oh, they kind of do. They do. Never mind. They do. But they move like at the same pace. It's very interesting to me because especially in the wake of Paramenser's video, and I'm not even doing this for like, oh, he did it, so I have to do it. No. It was just like I logged in and I saw this and I was reminded of that video that I saw from Pyromancer and I was like, oh shit. So what do we have to consider here? So yeah, and then we also have to consider like, okay, so the plane of water is the closest plane. And then what's next? I think I think the next one is the plane of fire, right? And then on the third ring is the plane of life, I think. Oh, and the plane of earth and the plane of air. And then the plane of death is like the bottom. And it's going around. I think it's pretty close. It's almost as close as the plane of water, right? See them? No, they're not. Okay, so the plane of death is not the furthest. The plane of life is the furthest. Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of fascinating, and like to see those bunch of faces or like designs on Talara. Like, what are they supposed to represent? I definitely see like a a kind of I don't even know, like a weird face, and then two eyes. Like these are two eyes that I see here. And like these are two eyes too. Like I can definitely see a nose. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I would love to know. I was about to do some other kind of video, but then I saw this and I was like, holy shit, this is fascinating. So what are your thoughts? What do you think? Like, do you think that maybe in the future we're going to find out a little bit more about the planes themselves? Like the plane of water we did visit. We, I think the moon at the bottom was supposed to be Dromheim, right? That we can see at the bottom of the plane of water, the blue. So yeah, I think that's supposed to be Dromheim maybe, or Kondrom, whatever. Kondrom is the Kondrom is actually a person, but Tenebrian. There we go. So maybe it's supposed to be Dromheim, yeah, the moon. But then there's other planes that have moons, moon-like things, and then yeah, that would be very interesting to find out. And what are the designs supposed to represent as well? Like, you know, the plane of Earth definitely has a different design from the plane of fire, for example. Like the plane of fire, the plane of water, They both have, and the plane of, sorry, and the plane of life, the three of them kind of have a very similar texture, right? And then you look at the plane of air, the white one, the white planet, you would say. That one has a definitely different design. And then also the plane of Earth also has a different design. And death. Death has a different design as well. So like life and water and what was it? Fire, they maybe they are similar for some reason. Maybe there was an alliance going. I don't know. What are your thoughts? So I'm going to end it here. And yeah, I mean, a little bit of lore crafting here. What do you think? See y'all.